start and now. Okay, so let's start and now. Accordingly, it took a really long time to start the recording. Okay, so good morning. I hope you guys are doing good. So we'll continue with the discussion on the instruction set. Um, we discussed, I think, multiplication instruction. I think we discussed in the last class. We will discuss uh, division operation. I don't remember whether we discussed division also. No, no, not division. Okay, so we'll discuss division operation today. I shared these materials in the link. I shared this, the um, WordPress link, Blogspot link. I shared with you guys. If you're interested, you can look into the material. Okay, so the operation is division operation. Division operation. So division operation, the instruction is I'll open the kill compiler. Okay, so this is open. How many are there in your class? I think the strength is again very what is the collaborative brainstorming structure is whiteboarding. What is this whiteboarding? Start a new whiteboard. No. What is this whiteboard? What is a jam? Okay. Oh, yes. This is not. Yes, hold on a second. Yes, there are new features. It is getting a little slow. The browser is freezing. Okay. This is better. As long as it is recording, fine. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. So things are okay. I think 55 is the attendance strength today, including me, of course. No problem. Okay. Okay. So division operation, divides the content of accumulator divided by the content of B register. It is always A by B. Okay. So division operation generates two results. One is the quotient and the other is the remainder. Okay. So we can look into that in this document. So it generates two results. That is division operation, quotient and remainder. Okay. So the quotient will always be stored in accumulator, and the remainder goes to B register. Okay. And the syntax is always I'm sorry. Yes, it is a div AB. It's not a mul AB. The author has mistakenly written as mul. It is div AB. Okay. Division operation. So so the A contains quotient, B contains remainder. Okay. Again, just like in multiplication operation, this format cannot be changed. Div AB. So it cannot be something like div BA also, not possible. Okay. So we'll take one example. Yes, we'll jump to the compiler and we'll run and see. So last class we discussed multiplication operation. For the same thing, we can use division operation. Okay. Let's say div AB. So save the program. Right click on source code, build target to check the syntax error, and to generate convert to check the syntax errors. Debug start operation to convert assembly code into binary code. Okay. So A contains 2 and B contains to make it very simple. Okay. So the locations to observe is A and B. Both A and B content will change. In multiplication, in multiplication also both A and B content will change. Similarly, in division also both A and B will change. Quotient goes to A and remainder goes to B register. So debug run. Okay. So debug run 2 by 2. Quotient is 1 and the remainder is 0. So this is the quotient and this is the remainder. Remainder is 0. Quotient is equal to 1. So this mouse, not able to freely move the mouse, that's how I face the problem. Okay, so quotient is remainder is 0 and quotient is 1. Okay, so that is the result of execution of multiplication operation. Very simple. Nothing else is possible, guys. As I said, even if you make slight changes in, let us say, instruction, let us say, for example, a comma b also, compiler says not possible. So number of operand does not match the instruction. It is expecting 2 operands. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, so that's about division operation. Okay, so there are other arithmetic operations like increment operation. Okay, so we can increment INC for increment, increment the content of register, accumulator, any register. Okay, accumulator or B register. We can increment general purpose registers R0 to R7 possible. We can increment the content of a memory location. For example, it is increment 40H, where 40H is the address of the memory location. Increment content of a memory location whose address is stored in register either R0 or R1. This is called as register in direct addressing mode. Increment the content of DPTR possible. That means, say, in all these 4 cases, it is 8-bit operation. The last case is the 16-bit operation. So it will add 1 to the register and the result will be stored back to the same register. For example, increment A, it is equivalent to A is equal to A plus 1. Very simple. Just like in C++ we have done, for example, we declare a character A, okay, A plus plus. Of course, in there we had a post increment as well as a pre increment, which is possible in C language, but not here. Okay, here is only one possibility, that is A is equal to A plus 1, something like that. Okay? But decrement operation is possible on the data, but there is slight change in decrement operation. All the 4 operations are possible. See, these 4 operations which corresponds to increment can also be done for a decrement operation. So decrement operation, but DPTR cannot be decremented. This decrement DPTR is a invalid instruction. Decrement DPTR is not a possible instruction. Okay, it's not possible. Okay. Why it is so? Because of the number of instructions supported by the microcontroller, decrement DPTR is not allowed by the 8051 based microcontrollers. For example, let us execute the instruction. We'll take first the case of increment A. Let us not execute all the instructions, only increment A. Save, build target, debug start session. Okay, so observe the content of accumulator. Okay, so debug. No. So initially it was 2, it becomes 3. Now let us say, for example, we take some content to DPTR register just to check whether decrement DPTR, is it possible or not. So let us say move DPTR comma #H, no problem. That's a 16-bit data, no issues. Okay, it will convert into 16-bit data. So let us try decrement DPTR. Decrement DPTR. So save the program. Check for syntax errors. Okay, invalid register. Okay, yeah, here it is. This instruction says invalid register. Whereas increment DPTR is possible. Increment DPTR is possible. Save the program. Build target. Increment DPTR is possible. So no issues with the increment DPTR operation. Yeah, that's how it is. So this is one of the sets of arithmetic operations performed in microcontrollers. Okay, next is what is known as the logical instructions. So what is logical instructions? We can perform basic logical operations on set of data operands. Okay, so what are the logical operations we can perform? Logical AND operation, logical OR operation, okay, logical XOR operation, okay, and logical NOT, that is complement operation. Okay, and swap operation also corresponds to logical because swap operation deals bitwise, so this is also possible. And next type of operation is rotate operation that we'll go to after discussing logical operation. Logical AND operation. Okay, AND operation on set of data. So in this case, look at the condition, guys. Um, so this accumulator should be the destination for all the AND operation. One of the data should be available in accumulator. Other data, second data, can be part of the instruction immediate addressing mode, or may be stored in a register addressing mode. The first one is immediate addressing mode, or it may be in the data, second data may be in a memory location whose address is part of the instruction direct addressing mode, or it may be available in memory location whose address is pointed by a register indirect addressing mode. Okay, because these two are not possible. Fifth and sixth case is not possible, ANL direct this is not possible. Okay, we'll check it. Okay, memory location depends on the compiler, but I'll check it and let you know. Let us execute this logical AND operation quickly. Okay, let us take some data into accumulator. Move a comma some data guys. I'll take 0fh. Make it simple. Okay, move b comma. Let me take b 0f0h 0f0 0f0h. AND operation ANL instruction is ANL, which stands for AND logical operation A comma B. Okay, so save the program. Right click on the source group. Source code. Build target. If everything is okay, errors will be 0. Debug start session. Okay, so let us go. Okay, so what is the data we have taken? Is A in the register A we have 0f, 0fh, 0fh. In B the data is f0h, f0h. When we perform AND of this, it should be ffh. Okay, not ff. Sorry, the AND operation should result 0 0, not ff. Sorry. Okay, the result should be 0 0, and this 0 0 should be stored in accumulator. This 0 0 should be available in accumulator. Okay, so let me execute stepwise. The locations to monitor is location A and B. Observe these two locations. I'm going to execute stepwise execution. F11 on my keyboard. Okay, so first instruction 0f in the accumulator. Okay, second instruction f0 is in accumulator, sorry, B register. When the AND operation is executed, 0 0 in the accumulator. Okay, the result 0 0 will be in the accumulator. You can observe that B content of B is not changed. Content of B remains. It is not affected because anyway it is not required. Okay, so it was used only to AND with the content of A. Result is stored in B register. Okay, so one thing what the other possibility we can check is is it B comma A is possible. If this kind of instruction is allowed by the microcontroller or compiler to be more precise. Save the program, build target, and debug start session. Okay. Okay, I didn't check for the I didn't check for the error. Instead, I am running the program. Okay. Build target. Okay, so errors are 0. Let us see. Debug start session. It's showing some error, I guess. Okay, let us see. First instance F11 on my keyboard. F0 in A, F0, 0F in A, F0 in B register, and observe this 0 0 in A register. Sorry, B register. 0 0 in B register. A register is not affected. A register is not affected. Okay, so this ANL B comma A is possible. Okay, so what we have to check is instead of B, if we use other register like for example R0, if we make use of register R0, and whether this is possible. R0 comma E. This let us check it. Debug stop session. Save the program because I modified the code. Save the program. Check for syntax error, that is build target, invalid register. This is not possible. Okay, so it can be B or A at the destination. So ANL B comma A is possible, or ANL A comma B is also possible. But instead of B and A in the destination, no other register is possible. Any other register R0 to R7 is not possible. Okay, but source can be any possibility. It can be immediate data, or it can be the register, or it can be indirect addressing mode. All this is possible. So you can check, all those cases, no problem. So that's about. Okay, let us check the direct addressing mode. That one I want to check. That is, for example, 40H. I'll take the data to 40H location. I'll check whether 40H direct addressing mode in the destination is possible or not. Let us check this. This one I'll try. Save the program. Right click on build target to check this syntax error. Okay, this is possible. Okay, so destination can be the what do you call address, memory location, and the source. Is it possible to have a data? For example, let us say 0fh. For example, instead of a, I'll take it as 0fh data directly. Let us check whether this is possible. Build target is fine. This is also possible. Okay, so let us run the program and see. Okay, if errors are 0, the instructions will run. There's no issue with the execution of instruction. Okay, this is possible. 40H. So we need to check the content of 40. Of course, in fact, 40H is already open. Now we can check that the content of 40H is 0. Content of 40H is 0. This is possible, guys. Okay. So the last two instructions I said, actually in the beginning I said it's not possible, but these two instructions are very much possible. Very much possible. And also in this case, instead of A, it can be B register possible. Nothing else. No other register is possible. Okay, and this logical AND operation is performed only on bit of data or byte of data. So it cannot be performed on 16-bit of data. So any of these registers cannot be DPTR. It's not possible. It cannot perform on DPTR. It has to be 8-bit of data or 1 bit of data. Maximum 8-bit or 1 bit of data. Okay. For 1 bit of data, carry is used. Okay. For example, I'll show you one instruction using carry. Debug stop session. Okay, so just a second. I'll show it for 1 bit. All these are 8-bit operations. Let us say 1-bit operation move c comma hash 1. Okay. Let us take move. Let us say c comma sorry, not move, AND operation ANL c comma hash 0. So we are adding 1 and 0. The result should be, let us see, okay, 0 should be 0. Build target, is it instruction possible? Not possible, because this first instruction is move c comma b. Let us try with the b. If carry move instruction is not supported, then we have to go for a set b instruction. Set b c. Build target. An expression does not match. Okay. So for 1-bit operation, it is not possible. We cannot use the carry bit. Okay, let us use 40H, for example. Okay, 40H. This is 40H location. If this is 40H location, how does it treat? Well, this I'll check it once. Okay, this is fine. So for 1-bit, okay, but 40H is a 8-bit location. It's not 1-bit location. Okay, so set B. Okay, let us take it as 1. Just a second. I think it will set into it will treat it as 1 bit. I think so. Let us check. Debug start session. Okay, and debug run. Okay, no, it is treating 40H as the what do you call it? 1-bit location, guys. Okay, just give me a second, guys. I'll go to the bit addressable location. 40H lies in which byte address? I'll check. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Something here, somewhere here. 40H bit addressable memory. Look for 40H location. So 40H location is the LSB of sorry, not this. LSB of what you call 28H. LSB of 28H. Okay. So what we do is we'll go to 28H location. Okay. So here it is 28 byte. It's a byte address, 28 byte address, and you can see that the LSB of 28H is set to 1. Okay. So this say set B. B means bit location. So it is stating 40H as this location. There is LSB location. There is LSB of 28 location. So this is the 40H address. 40H address. Because set B instruction is for 1-bit locations. So it is treating this as the location. So it will set this location to 1. Okay, and it will end with the 1. So the result will be 1, which will be stored in 40H. Okay, so thereby we can see that this 40 no, so the result is stored back to 40H. So this location now is set to 1 because initially it was set to 1. It was ANDed with 1. So the result is 1, which is stored back to the same location. Okay, that's how it is. So in a ANL instruction, carry is not possible. Okay, so we cannot make use of a carry bit. That's how it is. Okay. So similarly, we can perform logical OR operation. So let us quickly look into logical OR operation. Okay, logical. Okay. So similarly, we can perform the logical OR operation. ORL. The instruction is ORL. Okay. So same condition is same condition. So all these are possibilities. Again, the same thing. This A can be B also in the destination. Okay. A can be B also. Not possible. Possible. Okay. So similarly, we need not execute this. It will perform the OR of two data stored in two locations. The result will be stored back to accumulator or B register. Very simple. Yeah. ORL operation is again is performed on 8-bit data. Okay. We can perform on 1-bit data also, but these locations should be 1-bit locations, not carry. Okay. Logical XOR operation, XOR of two data. The instructions are similar to ANL and ORL instructions. Similarly, we have 6 instructions format possible. So destination can be either A register or B register, and direct addressing mode is also possible in case of XRL instruction. Okay, XOR operation of two data that we can do. NOT operation, there is logical NOT operation corresponds to complement operation. The instruction used is CPL. For 8-bit data, accumulator is used. For 1-bit data, C is used. Carry bit is used. For 1-bit data, we can also make use of a what you call bit memory address locations. Okay, let us test these 3 possibilities. I'll take first. I'll test with B register. Move B hash 0fh. Okay, 0fh. So if it is complemented, it should be f0h. Let us try this program. Okay, so sorry. Okay, I didn't use the complement instruction. CPL B. A works anyway. That is that we need not check it. By default, it works. Save the program. Check for syntax errors. There is a problem. Data address expected, so it can be A register. It cannot be B. It can be A. Save the program. Check for syntax errors. Be target. Okay, this is fine. So if you run this program, you can see that so the result is stored back to A. After complement operation gives one's complement. So check the accumulator location. Complement operation is one's complement. It will complement each bit debugger. It becomes F0. Very simple. Okay. So it can be for 1-bit locations. It can be carry. So for example, complement. Let us say I'll delete this line. So complement C. Initially, let us say it is 0. Initially, let us say by default it will be carry bit is 0. Okay. So let us run this program and see. That is carry complement the carry bit. Save the program. Build target. Debug start session. So observe the carry bit. So initially carry bit will be 0 because when the microcontroller is restart, carry bit will be 0. Debug run. Carry bit is set to 1. Okay. So it can be one of the this one bit memory location. Just now I showed there is 1-bit memory locations. For example, let us say we'll take 68H. For example, let us say I need to set only this location to 1. I think this is may not be visible. I'll take another color. Okay, I need to let us say set this 68 location to 1. Okay, it's a bit memory locations. So where this 68 is available in 2DH, in byte address 2DH. So if only 68 is set to 1 in this location, only 68 is set to 1. Other locations are 0. Other locations are 0. then the content of 2DH is 01H. So content of 2D is 01H. Okay, so that's how it should be. So let us 68. No, so the location is 68H. Let me erase all this. Okay, debug. So the location is complement 68H. Okay, 68H. Okay, so initially it will be 0 when the microcontroller restarts. Oh, sorry, I didn't check for the syntax. Debug stop. No. So first we have to check for the syntax errors. So if anything is wrong with that, it will not show the result. Okay, debug start session. So where do we have to check this? We have to check in 2D. Location 2D. 2DH. 2DH. Okay, here we go. So in 2DH location, LSB set to 1. The content of 2DH will be 01H. That's it. Okay. So complement operation can take 8 bit of data as well as 1 bit of data, but we cannot use 16 bit of data. Okay, let us try that one also. I'll take some data into DPTR. Move DPTR command. I'll take one example. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, H, for example. Okay. Complement DPTR. First of all, let us check whether compiler allows this kind of instruction. Not possible, of course, because complement operation not used for a 16-bit register. It is used only for a 8-bit register. Okay, here we go. So that's about complement operation. This complement operation is also there is bit operations. There is logical operations. It's one's complement operation. Swap instruction can also be called as a logical operation. Why? Because the lower nibble and upper nibbles are exchanged, swapped. So it's logical operations. That's what it is. This we have discussed. Swap we have discussed in the data transfer instruction. Next is rotate instructions. 4 types of rotate instruction possible. Rotate, write, content of accumulator. Again, the condition is for this instruction A is a must. Accumulator is a must. It does not allow other registers. Okay. Rotate the content of accumulator. Rotate, write the content of accumulator. Rotate left the content of accumulator. Rotate right through carry the content of accumulator. Rotate left through the carry the content of accumulator. Let us discuss one by one, guys. Okay. Okay, this what happens in case of a rotate instruction, rotate right instruction, for example. So let us say we have some data in the accumulator. Let us say, for example, what is this is 33H, 36H, sorry, 36H in the accumulator. Okay, so once RR instruction is executed, what happens is that LSB goes to MSB, and MSB goes to the next bit position. So like this, all the data will shift towards the right 1 bit position. What is right? From MSB to LSB. That is considered as right shift. MSB to LSB. Other way around, LSB to MSB is considered as a left shift. Very simple. Okay. So for one execution, when the data is modified, the content of accumulator after executing the RR instruction once is 1 CH. 1 CH. Okay. Next time, if you want to again rotate, you have to execute that instruction again. Okay. So the content will become 8. This first of all, this is 11 is B. Sorry, in BH. In this case, this is how much it is 12, 13. This is 8. 13 means CH. 8CH. Okay. So if you see, if you execute RR instruction 8 times, here 4 times is executed. If you repeat this 8 times, we'll get back the same data. We'll go back to the same original data, because it will rotate 8 times. It will go back to. We'll get back the same data. Very simple. Very we end up in getting the same data. Okay. So let us execute this one instruction. So this is what is known as a rotate instruction. Okay, let us take one data into accumulator. So what I'll try. Okay, move a command hash 06H, for example. Okay, RR space A. The compiler, otherwise compiler generates error. Check for syntax error. Build target. Okay, debug start session. Okay, so the content of accumulator is initially 6. Okay, there is let us execute stepwise F11 on my keyboard. Content of accumulator is 6. Okay, it is 0 0 0 0 0 1 1 0. Okay, RR operation LSB to MSB. Okay, so this is LSB and this is MSB. Okay, and all the bit shifts towards right, that is from MSB towards LSB. The data should be 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 1. So the data in the accumulator after executing RR instruction once is, it should be 03H. It should be 03H. Okay, F11 on my keyboard, RR instruction execution. The content of accumulator is 03H. Content of accumulator is 0. Very simple. Okay. So now what happens is that anything which is not possible, I mean, syntactically, grammatically, which is not, let's say, for example, we take B register, okay, RRB. Let us see whether any other register is allowed by the compiler other than accumulator. Just to check. No, register operand expected. RR instruction is expecting only accumulator, nothing else. Okay. Similarly, the other instruction ways, left shift operation is very simple. Here, as we just now we discussed, the content will be shifted from LSB to MSB. Content will be shifted from LSB to MSB, and MSB bit goes to LSB. LSB, one bit at a time. One bit at a time. So if you want to shift twice, you have to execute RL instruction twice. Same condition, only accumulator is allowed. No other register content is allowed. Okay, rotate right through carry. Yes, I'm sorry. So all of a sudden, it got disconnected. Okay. Anyway, okay. So I was discussing the rotate right through carry. Let us. I don't know whether the record session is on. I need to check. Just a second. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. I need to. I don't know whether I've taken screenshots of the class. Just a second. This itself, takes some time. Not once monitoring thing takes some time. That's the problem. Okay, here we go. 57 attendance, 57 students. Okay, okay, here we go. There's one more window open. I don't know what is this. Oh, there is the. Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, okay. So rotate right through carry. content of accumulator. Let us take example, on the A register. I take some data to A register. Let us say, for example, 0. Let us take 05H, so that LSB is 1. Okay. Rotate right the content of accumulator through rotate through carry content of accumulator. Save the program. Check for syntax error. Things are okay. So the content of accumulator is 05H. 05 means 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So we can't see your screen.
Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry, because it was suddenly it was stopped, and I could rejoin again, but I forgot to share this screen. Is it okay, guys? Now, I mean, I think it's sharing now. Can you see now?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Now we can see.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so I'm taking the data. I think what I explained regarding this RRC. I don't know whether could you see this explanation, guys? What I gave for RRC through this diagram. I think maybe possible, but anyway, the session is being recorded. Okay. I think let me check that also. I'm not sure because it was disconnected. Yeah, it is a record session is on. No problem. Okay. So okay. So content of accumulator is 05H. Okay. So okay, let us set before this. Let us set the content of carry. Let us set the carry to 1. Set to be C. Okay. So here the C is already set. C will be set to 1. Okay. So with C in one condition set to 1, what will happen is, okay, so C is equal to 1. So this LSB bit, okay, goes to C. It goes to it will be shifted to C. The C data content of carry bit will be shifted to MSB. Okay, and MSB bit goes to the next bit position, that is 0 0 0 0 0, and so the 1 bit goes to here, that is 1 bit comes here, and the 0, this 0 will goes to LSB. This 0 will goes to LSB. Okay. Now if you see the content of carry, it is 1. Why? Because LSB was 1, so 1 comes to carry bit. So carry is still 1. Initially the carry was 1, it remains in 1. If you see the content of accumulator now, the content of accumulator is 8 to H. 8 to H. Initially it was 05H. Now it is 8 to H. Okay. So let us check the program. Build target. No errors. So F11 on my keyboard. Okay. Sorry, I didn't start the debug session because we need to convert assembly code to binary code. Okay. Yeah. So F11 on my keyboard. Set. Okay. Observe this. Carry bit, guys. Carry bit on program status word. So we need to observe carry bit as well as accumulator. This carry bit set to be C. So carry bit is set to 1. Okay. So the content of accumulator is still 0. Now transfer 05H to accumulator. So the content of accumulator is 05H. Now rotate right through carry the content of accumulator. Okay. If everything is correct, what we have discussed here, the content of accumulator should be 82H and carry should remain at 1. F11 on my keyboard, the content of accumulator is 82H and the carry bit is 1. Carry bit is 1%. Okay, because in this case, for example, if you take the data as 0 to H, okay, so then this last bit will be 0, this bit will 0 for H, for example, 0 for H, so this bit will be 0. Okay, in that case, what will happen is 0 will go to carry, so carry will become 0. That's it. So accordingly, it will change. It will change the content of accumulator. That's it. Okay, so this is rotate right through carry the content of accumulator. Same thing is possible for the left operation, left bit operation, left shift operation. Yes, shift register we have done in our ADC lab now. Nothing but this shift operation, shift left, shift right. Okay, we have discussed parallel in, parallel out, serial in serial, something like that. This is nothing but shift operation, shift register operation. Left rotate left through carry the content of accumulator. Okay, so what will happen in this case is the data will move from LSB to MSB, okay, towards MSB. MSB bit goes to carry bit goes to LSB, LSB bit shifts towards MSB for every execution of RLC instruction. Okay, this is very simple case. There's one example is also given. It's straightforward. It is similar to that of the rotate right instruction. Okay, case next instructions we have to discuss is what is known as a branch instructions. Okay, so what is a branch instruction? Branch instructions means in the C language also, we have seen go to statement. Go to, you must have used go to statement many times. Go to, let us say, L1. So it will force the compiler to jump to the line where L1 is used. Okay, L1 is the label. L1 is the label. So from this point onwards, it will continue the execution. Okay. Similarly, to force the compiler to jump to a particular instruction in the program, branch instructions are used. Okay, so based on the range. Okay, what is the range? Okay, so now let's say, for example, to make it simple, the understanding. This was a Lika course, filter I was discussing. Okay, I'll go to new page. Okay, so branch instruction. Okay, so in the branch instruction, let's say these are the instructions. For time being, I'll assume that each instruction takes 1 byte data, 1 byte location, but it's not the case. It may take 1 location or 2 locations. 2 locations means 2 byte, because 1 byte corresponds to 1 location corresponds to 1 byte. Okay, let us assume that each instruction takes 1 byte of location, for example. Okay, so here let us say I got a jump instruction to be executed. This jump instruction has to jump. Okay, so the program, if you observe this, program, it will continue also. I mean, somewhere here also the program will continue. Okay, but this jump instruction, let us say L1, for example, loop 1, or L1, the target location, target jump instruction. So let us say this is L1. This L1 can be either in the forward direction, or it can be in the backward direction. Okay, assuming that the address is ranging in this direction. Okay, there is it is going. This is the lower address, and this is the higher address. So the jump instruction can be at the higher address range, or it can be at the lower address range. Anything is possible. Okay, number of locations it can take a jump. Based on that, we can determine what kind of instruction we can use. Okay, depending on the range, it can take a. We need to take a jump. Based on that, we have 2 ranges of jump ranges. Okay, so totally there are 3 jump instructions depending on the range of program range. It is called as a relative jump, short jump, or what is known as a long jump. Absolute, it is called as absolute jump because it depends on the number of locations. That's why it is called as a absolute jump. There is number of locations basically corresponds. Okay, what is the relative jump? This I'll take another 2 minutes, guys. 2-3 minutes maximum. Okay, the relative jump that replaces the program, because see, in this case, when the jump instruction is being executed, PC is pointing to the next instruction. PC is pointing to, with respect to PC, it has to take a jump, either in the forward direction or in the backward direction. Forward, backward with reference to this jump instruction. Okay, so for that to happen, the content of PC should change. See, for example, so PC to jump back to this location, that means PC should point to that location in the memory or in the ROM space. That means the content of PC should change. Okay, so to change the content of PC, we are using jump instructions. Okay, so the jump replaces the content of program counter with a new address, that is target address, that is greater than means the address following the jump instruction by 127 or lesser. That means this range, guys, what the author is trying to say is this range, this range is 127 bytes. Okay, in the forward direction or in the backward direction, it should be greater than or equal, less than or equal to. Sorry, I need to not 12 bytes. I'm sorry. Okay, less than or equal to 127 bytes. 127 bytes. Okay, then the jump instruction used is a relative jump instruction. The jump instruction used is what is called as a relative jump instructions. Greater than or less than the address following the jump by 128 or less is called as a relative jump. Okay, why it is 127 in one direction, 128 on another direction? That we have to understand. Okay, this we had, I think we had discussed in that relative jump. The concept. Okay, let us go to that again. No problem. Okay, so I don't know whether in this case, in this document that. Just give me a second. I'll check whether in the addressing mode we discussed relative jump. Long addressing mode, short addressing mode, relative jump. I think I showed in one of the. Okay, as it may be there in this document. Just a minute. Give me a second. SJMP range. So SJMP, if I search, I think it will show all the SJMP instruction. Okay. Okay, no, not this. Yeah, here it is. Okay, loop and jump instructions. Okay, here we go. Okay, jump instructions. I want to show you that range. There's a diagram in this document. I'm looking for that. Okay, something like this. This also we'll discuss actually. But before that, there's one more diagram where the jump instruction ranges are shown. I don't know why I'm not getting that. Just a second. Just a second. Okay, not this. Just give me a second. There is one group and jump instructions. Okay, this is, but there is one. I think I have to explain with respect to this diagram in that case. Okay, fine. So there is a jump instruction. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. No problem. It's just a second. Yes, just a second. I'm looking for one more diagram. There's not there in this document. Jump range in 805 microcontroller. 805 micro. Just a second. Okay. This there are images. Usually it comes with the images, no? Not this. Sometimes I'll not get more images. I'm looking for that. Yeah, here it is. This is the diagram. I don't know why this is there in the Mazidi book, but it's not there in this notes. I don't know. I think I forgot to insert that range. Okay. Yes, I'll check in this document if it's available. Oh yes. Okay, so here it is somewhere. It's here only. I'm looking somewhere else. Okay, but this is also detailed one. What we find in this image is also detailed one. No issues. Okay. I don't have much time, so for timing, I'll discuss from here. Okay. Let's see something like this. What is why 127 on one side and 128 on other side? Okay. So let us say this is the jump instruction. Okay. Somewhere here there is a jump instruction. When jump instruction is being executed, PC is pointing to the next instruction. Okay. With reference to PC. Okay. If it is backward jump, that is, then it has to consider SJump instruction also, because with reference, say PC is already pointing to next instruction, leaving this instruction pointed by PC. Starting from jump instruction, it can take a maximum of 128 locations. It can jump within range of 128 locations. Okay. Whereas, I think the address range is okay. The address is on the okay. Okay, there's a little change. Okay, so the PC, this is the low. Okay, this is the lower address, and this is the higher address. Okay, the instructions are stored like this. This is the jump instruction. This is the next instructions. Okay, so here the PC is pointing. Here the PC is pointing. But then also it is okay. Fine. This earlier thing was correct. Sorry. earlier what I said was correct. Okay, so this is the jump instruction. This is the PC program counter. Okay, when jump instruction is being executed, PC is pointing to the next instruction. With reference to PC, backward jump corresponds to number of locations is 128, because jump instruction is also included from jump instruction point onwards towards no backward jump, maximum of 128 location it can jump. If it is a forward jump, one instruction is already left out. Why? Because jump instruction is already executed. PC is already pointing to next instruction. Okay. So with reference to PC, when it takes a forward jump, it will not consider jump instruction. It will not go back and it will not come forward. Okay. So with reference to PC, it can take a jump of maximum 127 locations, not 128, because 128 there is -1, 128 -1. That one instruction is nothing but the jump instruction. If it is a backward jump, jump instruction is also considered, so maximum it can take 128 locations. If it is a forward jump, jump instruction will be skipped because it is already crossed, it is already executed. So with reference to PC, maximum forward jump is only 127 locations. That's all. Okay, so that's why we find 127 on one side. In this diagram only you can see it is not equal, it's not 128 on both the sides. It is only 127 on forward range. It is 128 on backward range. Okay. Okay. So okay, this will take up again in the next class, and will with another diagram. I think the diagram may be in this web page. I'll save this so that next class I'll use that. I don't know why the diagram is not. Okay, I guess I'll save it. I'll save this diagram, but it's not opening. But it's not opening. Okay, here the jump instruction is ranges are clearly given. In the next class, I'll discuss this. Okay, I'll come back to this and I'll discuss this. Okay, yes, thank you. Thanks for joining. Stay on, stay safe. Okay, take care. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good day. Good day. Good day. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Good day. Good day. Bye. Bye. Okay.